as a community.
Welcome back to the Candid Conversation Show. My name is Muriel, and on the show, we discuss topics that are unspoken and taboo in our community. Our guest tonight is Sean Roberts. Bullying is unacceptable. Sean will be sharing his journey and anti-bullying mission.
Sean, welcome to our show.
Thank you for having me.
So nice to finally meet you.
Same here. Same here.
We know that you are as real as it gets because you are from New York.
Yes.
What part are you from?
I'm from the Lower East Side of Manhattan.
Okay.
Manhattan, all right.
Yeah.
Very good.
And how was it like growing up in Manhattan as little Sean?
You know, it was really interesting. It was fun. As big as the city is, we had a community atmosphere where the community raised us and took care of us and looked after us. So it was a really good time because our playground's a little different than most.
Yes.
We get to run around the big city and be around different entertainers like it's nothing.
Yeah.
So
That's right.
it was a good upbringing, a good experience.
Any brothers or sisters? We're a double family household.
Yes, so I have a sister. She's younger than me. I grew up in a single parent home.
Okay.
My mother worked really hard to take care of us. We've had some challenges, as what many would have, coming from a single parent home. But the one thing that kept us together is faith
There you go.
and good people that
Yes.
care about you where you live. So that was pretty much my upbringing, where that has shaped me to be the person that
That's
I
right.
am
You are
today.
today. That's right.
All wasn't all pleasant,
Of course.
but those experiences that I had taught me to be a person to keep going and never to give up.
That's right.
And so that's what I learned from that environment, and that's what I learned from my mother.
Very good.
What type of challenges did you face? You said you had some challenges in the
Well,
household?
it's really interesting, so coming from a single parent household, I'm very transparent. My stepfather was abusive to my mother.
Okay.
And
Sorry
so,
to hear that.
Yes, okay. And so, seeing that, changed me, it changed my sister in many ways. And so it was hurtful to see
Yes.
those things. But at the same time, learning over time that one thing that's so powerful and it sticks with me as a person is that my mother never gave up.
That's right.
And so she has a perseverance about her that is so powerful that it's instilled in me. And so the things that I do, I'm like, well, if my mother can go through that and get through it, I can do anything.
Yes.
Very good. We know that, just because the time is short, we have a short show, but we know that teachers are a vital part of our everyday.
Absolutely.
Our everyday. And you used to be an educator in the public school system
Yes,
for 13 years?
Yes, for 13 years. It's really interesting because I was one of those kids who was the class clown. And, and that was my way of dealing with my pain, right? And so that's how I dealt with the issues that I was faced with at home. But, I was the class clown, so a lot of people didn't think I would be anything. And then,
There you are.
lo and behold, I became an educator. And so I did it for 13 years. It was an amazing experience. It still is an amazing experience because of the platform that I have now of just digging into young people, showing them the way to be a positive individual in society.
Right.
And learn the things to do to make you better and make others better.
That's right. That's right. What grade did you teach?
So I taught I taught fourth grade.
Okay.
And then
That's hard.
Yeah. But it's just like anything. If you treat your class like family, they'll treat you like family.
That's right.
That's right.
And that was my teaching style. Is that we're a community. We work together.
That's right.
It's not me against you. It's we. And so that's my approach to things. Is that a lot of times people want to separate and say you're over here. I got this title. You got this title. But the most important thing is that it's we, and then that's how you build up from there.
Right. Very good. We know that as kids, there's always, there's something about kids that they just want to pick at other kids, especially if that child does not look like them.
Right. And there's reasons for that. Reason being is that hurt people hurt people.
Yes.
And so once you understand that concept, then you understand why kids are doing what they're doing.
Right.
So I give you an example about me. So if I'm seeing abuse at home, so I'm either going to go two ways. I'm either going to abuse somebody myself, or I'm going to act out.
That's right.
And those are usually the cases, right? You know, teachers are teaching and the kid is acting out. There's something going on at home.
Right.
And so that's their way to express to you
Right.
that I need help. And so we need to take the time to just listen.
That's right.
Absolutely.
And that's key to helping a lot of individuals, just to listen, just to hear what the person has to say.
Right.
And a lot of times we don't listen.
We don't
always
That's
want
the
to talk.
problem. So as a child, did you tell the teacher or anyone what you were experiencing in your home?
I did it through my actions of being a class clown.
Okay.
You see, and so they was like, oh, he's a troublemaker, he's not going to be anything. You see, that's the pattern, right? So, but then I learned over time, so I had the opportunity to change my environment to go to prep school.
Okay.
And so when I changed that environment, I learned things and things to make me a better person.
Okay.
And so these values instilled in me on my work ethic. You know, school's important. You just don't get a D and you're okay.
Right.
You just don't get a B and you're okay. No, you have to get an A plus and be upset that you got an A plus. You got to get past that.
That's right.
And that's what I learned in prep school. It's like, if you're going to do something, do it to the best of your ability.
Absolutely.
Got that right.
And it's not throwing in anyone's face. Is that, you know, that's who you are. That's who God made us to be the best. We're made in His image, right?
Right.
So therefore, we can do anything.
That's right.
And so,
Our story is that we had our brother that he didn't look like everyone else. He was born with a defect,
okay.
which is hydrocephalus, which is an enlargement of the head.
Okay.
And with that, of course,
Water on the brain.
yes, and of course with something like that, and children see that, wait a minute, he doesn't look like it. Why is his head big? You know, what is that? What is going on? Why doesn't he look like us? So he was bullied. He was bullied, and of course, my sister and I, we weren't not going to allow that. So
Happen.
they're like,
The New York
I
came
can
out.
see that.
we weren't going to let that happen.
Leave my
so,
brother alone.
Yeah, so you know, we experienced it along with my brother. So kids are not fair, and even adults aren't fair.
Yes.
You know.
And there's a lot of factors, and these are one of the things I tell the kids that when we work with them, and adults as well. A lot of times, a lot of people take things personal.
Right.
So if you learn not to take things personal, then you grow as a person. See, right now we're in crazy times because people are taking things personal.
Yes.
So especially on social media, you'll see somebody make a post, they immediately thinking it's about them. But it's just a general post. But why is it everyone's taking ownership of
Absolutely.
that post
Right.
and personalizing?
Right.
And so as a result, there's come anger, frustration, and then you have all these problems. I look at it, okay, that's how the person feels. I can't change the person. All I
No.
can do is be the best version I can be
That's
of
right.
myself.
Very well said.
Yeah.
I know that you have a lot of different projects out there.
Yes.
You've been on the big screen. You want to share a few things that you've done?
Yeah, you know, and it's not me that's doing it. It's just that I made a decision, and my decision is to work with God. And it's really simple. Once you make that decision to work with God, He'll take you to a level like you can't even process what's happening. Because if you thought that the last thing was great, wait till you see what He has for you. And so I made that decision about 6 years ago. Somebody prophesized over me what my life was going to be moving forward. So they said that I would be a preacher. And I was working in the office, and this lady said that about me. And ever since that day, I have my own platform of preaching. But
Okay.
I do it through film.
Okay.
I do it, you know, working with kids and adults, of transforming their lives. And not only transforming their lives, they go back and transform others' lives as well. And so that's what's needed. We have to use our platforms
Right.
to shape and change our communities.
There you go. And I was just going to ask you, what are some of the activities that you do in the community for kids and adults
Okay.
regarding, you know,
Anti-bullying.
anti-bullying? And that is definitely one.
Yeah. So we decide to do film projects. So
Okay.
I'll write the film out, and I'll see kids, you know, they have dreams that they want to be this and that and the other, but they're being bullied, right? So what I'll say is, okay, well, listen, I'm going to explain to you why you're being bullied, and then I'm going to show you that you're great, because the reason why you're being bullied is because they know you're going to be great.
Right.
Because
Kinda
think about
stop
it. Yes, I'm in school, I'm by myself, but you bother me every day. So, I'm about to be great. So what I do is I explain that, and then I show them, okay, you want to be an actress, a singer, I'm going to put you in these projects, I'm going to write this out for you, and you're going to do what you love to do.
Right.
And so when you do what you love to do, your responsibility is you got your fame, now you're going to use your fame to help others.
Right.
And that's how we change society.
That's good. But how did you start with this filming? How did all this come
You
about?
know, it's interesting. You know, it was a situation where a gentleman, and this is my story, the gentleman asked me to help him in the entertainment industry. He was doing a movie premiere. And I said, okay, you know, I'll help you. I'll put some things together to help you out. And so I did. And so there was interviews and things like that. Things was going well. And he was taking the platform for himself,
Okay.
not including me in that platform.
Okay.
And so what I decided to do, and this is a true story, I said, you know what, I'm not going to be mad at that person.
Right.
What I'm going to do, I'm going to show that person what I'm capable of
Of doing.
doing by myself.
They wouldn't let you shine. They took
Right.
it all for themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I decided to create a film. The film was called Karma at first.
Okay.
And then me and my friend were talking, and he said, why don't you call it Amrak? And I said, Amrak?
What does that mean?
Yeah.
What
You
does that
know? And he said, Karma spelled backwards.
Okay.
Okay.
And from there, I changed Karma to Amrak, and I just ran with it. We did music videos, we did films, and we had the big stages, AMC movie theater at Universal Studios.
Really?
Really?
Mhm.
Okay.
That was the first project. The second project was at the Fashion Square Mall,
Okay.
which is called The Pain Behind You, and that film is a little bit about my life, so you get to learn a little bit more
about
if you
you.
see that particular project. And then the new one we have is called My New Family.
Okay.
And so that's themed about, kids always being bullied in school, feeling like they don't have a family. So we're going to create a family for you.
Okay.
And so do projects with us, and it's really like that. It's literally a family. When we film, it's like going on a picnic, it's
Right.
like, man, I miss so-and-so. Like, I can't even function out my normal day. Where's so-and-so at? And so what I'm doing is really simple, and this is what's needed specifically in the times that we're living in. Let's just bring back community.
Right. Okay.
It's not us against you. It's we.
That's right.
And
Together.
so together we
Absolutely.
can accomplish so
So
much.
much.
There's plenty of success for
Everyone.
everyone.
That's right.
Everyone, but everyone keeps bottling it. Oh, me.
It's not all about you.
It's not all about you.
Yes.
And so I get my happiness and my success in doing these films with kids and seeing them being the best that they can be, and seeing them change.
Okay.
We had a young lady here this evening, Jade.
She's going to
Yes.
to perform
Yes,
for
she's
us
going to
later, which
perform.
is going to be great.
Yes.
Yes, we were excited to see that.
Yes, and she always wanted to be a singer. So I said, you know what? I'll give you the platform.
Yes.
I'll
That was
write a
very
song
nice
for
of
you. Yeah.
And you wrote the song.
Yes.
I can't wait to hear it.
I can't wait.
But you
Yeah.
know what? I have a question. You still have not answered
Oh, I'm
this
so
question.
sorry.
And that is, did you just pick up a camera? I mean, how did this
Oh.
whole thing get started? Did you go to school for it?
And you know what's interesting? No, I have no background in any of this.
Really?
That's something.
You're just talented. You were just born with it.
Just God's given gift.
That's right. That's right.
And so
Okay.
I just said, okay, direct, you need this, you need that, you need actors, you need all of these different
Right.
things. And so I just learned.
And
you
put
know,
it together.
Just put it together.
Good for you.
And you just learn how to do it. And then once you do it the first time, you're like, okay, I know how to do it. I know what not to do,
Right.
so I'm going to make it better the second time.
That's right.
And
Practice
then
makes perfect.
you move on to the third, and
I
you
like
just keep
that.
going. And it's all about the belief. I'm confident enough to say I can get it done.
That's
Yes.
right.
It's not an ego in me. It's just that I know who I work for.
That's
So
beautiful.
his training is
Yes.
unbelievable.
Yes,
right.
it is.
So all you
Yes,
got
it
to do
is.
is just listen.
I'm going to ask, let me ask you first. Have you ever been bullied? I never asked you.
No, I
No?
haven't.
Okay. Were you bullied as a child?
Not as a child, just the experience that I mentioned with the gentleman in
Okay.
the entertainment industry,
Okay.
and how I got away from being bullied. I was the class clown.
Okay.
So that, I'm the people person.
Of
Look
course.
at him, ha ha ha. So that's how I got away with it. But it
It's
wasn't
usually
until-
those people who are hurting, those who are laughing the most.
Yeah.
Sad.
And what we're trying to do, and thanks to you guys as well, is showing people how to deal with your hurt.
Right.
Don't let the hurt destroy you. Let the hurt motivate you.
That's good. Yeah. And I was going to ask you that question is, what would you say to someone that's being bullied, that is experienced that, whether it be a child, adult, what would you say?
So what I would say is that understand that they're doing that they know that you have something great within you. Because if you are a nobody, Why are they bothering you? And so they're letting you know that you're about to be great. So you never personalize someone else's actions against you.
Right.
It's not a reflection of who you are, it's a reflection of who they are. And so that's what people have to understand. That's what women have to understand when they're in abusive relationships and things like that. You're gold. That person knows you're gold.
Exactly.
He's scared of losing that gold. So that's why he tries to control you or abuse you and things like that. The abuse is not for you. It's for you to take that abuse and turn it around against that person. And that's important. It's very important because it's never about you. It's always about them.
That's right.
And so when you learn not to personalize it, that's where the growth becomes, and then that's where the confidence comes.
Okay.
And so you get to a point where you're like, okay, you did that, you done that, you said that, you did this already. What else do you have?
What else can you
and
do,
then they
right?
get scared.
Yeah.
And there's a point of reference here. Tina Turner did in the film. She was like, yeah, you did that already. Okay, yeah, okay. That's all you got? And he was scared.
Right.
Yes.
Because she took him out of his comfort zone.
That's right.
And that's what you have to do, the confidence in who you are,
Okay.
where it will stop everything.
All right.
Very good. Very
Sean,
good.
can you
Yes.
give us some examples of kids and adults being helped by your organization?
Sure. So when we first started out, I worked on the first project, and we had 2 kids who wanted to sing and so on and so forth, and they were bullied in school. And it was a friend, you know, she came and allowed her kid to be in the project, and it wasn't until after the project there was a whole story about her child, and I was like, wow. And so the beautiful thing about that experience was that, you know, these kids, they had a dream. I would go and see them do shows and so on and so forth, and I said, you know what, society is stopping them,
Yes.
bullying them
Right.
from being great, right? So I said, okay, what I'm gonna do, I don't need you to sing somebody else's song. I'm gonna write and create your own song so that you
Okay.
could be the best that you can be.
Okay.
So I took the 2 kids together, wrote the song. At first, you know, it's just beginnings of everything, and then one kid, she just gravitated to the words, so she took ownership of it. The other kid, she was like, well, you know what, I wrote a song, you know, and I said, okay, let's do it. I'll produce that song, and then, make a long story short, their confidence was up, and, you know, they always wanted to do things in the entertainment industry, and
Okay.
so this was just a stepping stone.
Yes.
And so the one girl sings one of the songs I wrote called I Matter.
Okay.
And so that's Josie Pantoja. And then the other kid was Riley Ressa, and that was the kid that wrote her own song. So now she has a record deal.
Oh,
Really?
really?
Yeah, and she travels around, and she has her own career
Okay.
and
That's
her own support
awesome.
system. And Josie, she's still doing what she loves. But, you know, these kids are dear to me. They're like family, because I'm like, wow, you know, there's always going to be a connection with them
That's right.
because of what we did.
That's right. You help so many people.
Yeah, and they helped me, you know, because that, you know, for me to never write a song before, and I write that song, and then to hear that song, and to hear it on the radio,
Absolutely.
Right.
it's so powerful. It's just
right.
unbelievable.
It's
Yeah.
amazing.
So that, you know, those are examples, and then, you know, all the different projects, like the project we're working on now, My New Family.
Okay.
You know, we got these kids. You know, we had so many action scenes and things like that. I had training for them. I said, listen, we're making a movie, so you got to come to this training
Right.
to get
That's
it right.
To sharpen,
Sharpen
you
your
up.
skills.
That's
and,
right.
and it was interesting because I'm not a parent, but I'm doing parenting things.
Yeah,
you know what I
right,
mean? I'm
yeah.
like, I want my kids to
That's
have the
right.
training,
That's right.
even if it's not just for the film. You know how to defend yourself
That's
because
right.
they're doing things to kids, right?
That's right.
So you know the 5 steps of defending yourself, right? And the funny thing, lo and behold, we're doing the scene for the film, and one of the actors, you know, he was an adult and he was fighting the kids.
Okay.
He was like, I was really having a tough time because they knew what they was doing. I said, yes, that's what we want them to
You
do.
trained them.
You're trained.
Yes.
So now, if you're walking in school and somebody tries to attack you,
That's right. You know what to do.
Okay.
you know what to do.
That's good.
And so we just need training to be better.
Yes.
And that's
You'll get
what
there.
it is. Yeah.
I mean, you'll get there. Keep it moving.
Yeah, that's the thing, you
Keep
know.
it moving.
Keep it moving. It's nothing is personal. When somebody says something, okay, that's how the person feels. I can't
Right.
change.
You can't
It's-
change it.
The words are already presented.
Right.
Right.
All I could do is focus on me and be a better version of myself, and
Yes.
that's what I try to do
That's right.
every day of my life.
Every day, and you help others do
Right,
the same.
to do the same.
Beautiful.
And that's success.
Yes.
That's the growth. That's the $1 million check.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
nice.
You know what I mean?
really nice.
Oh, but you're not. It's not about that. If I see so and so was like this, and now they're like this.
You've done your job. You really have.
Yes.
Exactly.
And then some.
Mr. Onyx Magazine. We're going to switch up a little bit. Mr. Onyx Magazine. Tell us about when they reached out to you to
Okay.
say, we want you to be on our cover.
You know what? That is a powerful story.
Yes.
That's a real powerful story. There's
Yes.
so many parts to that, and I'll break it down this way. So there was a magazine that haven't been in any magazines, but I was working to be on one particular magazine.
Okay.
Right. So they said, okay, Sean. Well, listen, we need information at this time. This is the deadline. You got to put it together. Okay. Do what I got to do. So I put it together. I stayed up to 5 in the morning. I get them everything they needed. They said, okay, we got it. We're going to put it in the art, in the magazine. It's a go. Then I said, okay, is everything good? No, we're not going to put it in. I said, well, what do you mean you're not going to put it in? Oh, somebody here doesn't really like you, da-da-da-da-da.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
So I said, really? So I said, well, at least can you tell me who the person is? No, we're not going to. So I said, let me get this right. You're not going to put an anti-bullying movement in your magazine
Because somebody doesn't like you.
because somebody doesn't like
What
me.
does that sound like?
Right. So they stay silent. So I was frustrated.
Yes.
I was angry because I put forth that effort, right?
Yes.
But always remember, when one door closes,
Another one opens.
So many
another-
more. Not
Oh.
just one, several.
several. So I always say this, and this is how I live my life. When someone says no to you, right? People taking it the wrong way. They're setting you up for the bigger yes.
That's
Yes.
And so, following this particular story, I get a phone call. Yeah, we want to put you in our magazine. I said, okay. So I'm talking with the person. So I'm thinking it's an article, and following the procedures and everything. And they were like, okay, well, we're gonna go take some pictures. Okay, the procedures and this and that. And then they're like, well, we're gonna put you on the cover. What?
Oh,
You're gonna put
wow.
me on the cover?
Right.
Yeah. And it was powerful because it was like a dream. I'm like, you're gonna put me on the cover? Okay. And then, so that whole experience was powerful. They put me on the cover, the inside, a whole article, and so on and so forth. But the thing is, that organization just blessed me in so many ways because they seen something in me.
Right.
And I'm so grateful and thankful to be a
That's
part
awesome.
of that. So,
Well, congratulations for
yeah,
that.
yeah. So that's when the community
Right.
comes together
That's
That's right.
and helps you.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, that's all it took, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Where do you see Amrak in 5 years?
Amrak is going to be worldwide.
Okay.
That's the goal. And I say that because right now, following up the story about the magazines, we're in 21 magazines now.
Oh, 21.
21.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and we're in Russian magazines.
Okay.
We're in magazines in Atlanta, here in Orlando as well. So we're in Spanish magazines as well.
Yeah.
And so,
That's awesome.
yeah, and it's all tied to God.
Yes.
It's
Faith-based.
think big because He's not going to do anything small.
No.
So why go small?
Right.
Never.
So, so we're being blessed that way, and then we had our films in theaters, and then we've had some interviews on News 6, Fox
Okay.
35 News, and things of that nature.
That's
and
great.
And we're working on other things. So the goal is literally worldwide, and we're working on it.
Well, we're so
Awesome.
glad
We
we
see
have
it.
you on here now before
Hey!
you get too famous
big and you
won't want to
and
speak
big
to
for
us.
us that you can't come and have a little conversation with us.
Listen, you always got to be the same. The people who gave you a hand up, you got to give them a hand up as well. That's how it works. You never
Sweet.
forget the people who helped you.
Yes.
And I always appreciate the people that helped me because
That's great.
if it's not for you guys,
Right.
there's no me.
Right.
This is your show, right?
Yeah, thank you,
I'm
Sean.
on your show.
Appreciate it.
Thank
So
you.
you're helping me, and that's how it
Yes,
works.
thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
You have some upcoming projects?
Yes.
Anything coming up?
Yes, so we have My New Family. We just finished taping that.
Uh-huh.
It's a powerful film.
Okay.
We're going to get that in theaters. And down the line, we're going to work on the music video
Okay.
for the song that you're about to hear.
Right.
We're going to put that together. And then we're just going to keep building. We just keep doing what we do. And it's an addiction. I just love making films.
That's awesome.
It's just powerful
That's your
stuff.
talent too.
Yes.
That's
yeah.
your gift.
Yeah, it's there. I'm learning. I'm like, wow, I really love making movies. And then, when you make movies, it's a little bit of your own experiences
Coming through.
coming through.
Absolutely.
I'm like,
Same
man,
thing with the book.
It's the same, yeah.
We have a book.
okay.
It's out, and when you tell your story, that you didn't make it up. Well, some people do make,
Right.
but ours was a true story. So
story.
once you share your story, the more you share it, the more it helps others. So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
started that off.
Yeah. And it's interesting. The second film, you can see that on our website, amrakantibully.org. It's called The Pain Behind You.
Okay.
And everyone has pain behind them.
Absolutely.
And that's everybody.
Yes, all of us.
All of us.
That's right.
And so as I was writing that particular script, I was like, wow, I had pain behind me. And
Yeah,
here it is.
Yeah.
Can you tell the viewers how to contact you, how to reach out to you?
Absolutely. Facebook, Instagram, our website, which is amrakantibully.org. We're very personable and sociable. I don't get into all of that ego thing. This is me today.
Yeah.
This is me tomorrow. Because, it doesn't make sense for you to think you're better than other people
Absolutely.
Right.
when the people actually helped you
Thank
be
you.
who you are.
Mhm.
So, so that's pretty much the social media. And I'm
Okay,
very
good.
active on social media.
Okay.
Good.
You can use social media as a negative platform or a positive platform. I choose to make it positive.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Yes.
A lot of people are using it for negativity. That's okay. But if I put my piece of positivity in it,
Yes.
it's going to touch you.
Yes.
Yes, it will.
You may not respond, but it's touching
It's
you.
gonna touch you. Right.
You see it.
You see it. Don't deny that. Like, man, you know what? Okay.
We just want to applaud you for all the work that you're doing
right.
regarding anti-bullying, because it's definitely necessary, because
Yes.
quite a bit of people experience that. So we hope that we can get you to come back when it's time to premiere your movie.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'd love to have you guys come. It's a really deep project.
Okay.
And it's basically, we all go through these struggles of darkness and light.
Right.
And what we're putting out there is demons and angels. It's really
Absolutely.
simple.
Yeah.
It's a simple script. It's right there in everyday life. We have choices, especially nowadays. You have a choice. You can either be a demon or you have a choice to be an angel.
Right.
Yes.
And so choose and make your choice wisely, because, if you go the negative route, you don't win.
No.
You just don't win.
Right.
And I give the example. Satan didn't win. He got thrown out. He knows what it's like, so he can never go back.
Right.
So that's why he's going so hard to bring us
Yes.
with him.
Because he's busy.
He is
He's
busy.
busy.
Working hard. So, and he's right in front of all of us. So, all right, you know what? I know you have no power. He makes it seem like he has power because he has to drug you, confuse you, and do all those things so that you can't think clearly, right? That's no power.
Right.
That's no power at all. So if you know that, just make those choices.
Positive choices.
That's right.
Thank you so much. We cannot wait to hear the special music.
Yes.
But for now, we're going to have you come back.
Okay.
It's time for the premiere.
Love to have
Thank
it.
you so much for joining us.
Yes,
And thank you
thank
for
you.
having me.
All right.
This is
Welcome.
an awesome, awesome environment. I really love it.
Thank you.
All right. We want to thank you, the viewers, for joining us. Please tune in next Tuesday at 6 p.m. for another empowering show. In closing, bullying is a problem around the world. It is unwanted and aggressive behavior that involves a real or perceived power imbalance. The behavior is repeated or has the potential to be repeated over time. This can lead to serious, long-lasting problems. We should all remember, no one heals by themselves by wounding another. Words scar, rumors destroy, and bullies kill. Let's continue to be kind to one another. Thank you for tuning in to Candid Conversation.
As I sit here all alone, no one understands me. The dark feelings that I have inside make me feel alone. My soul feels empty. I feel like no one understands me. Oh, oh. No, no. It's a feeling that I can't explain. It's like your body, mind, and soul is drained. And every day I feel the same way. It's like my world is crumbling down because no one understands me as I look inside myself. I wanna curl up and die 'cause I don't see no way out. No one understands me. There's this feeling deep inside that wants me to leave because the pain is constant and it never stops hurting. No one understands me. They say the man upstairs loves and understands my pain. Oh, but I don't believe it's true because no one understands me. I feel that he is far away, but others say he is close to you. But I say it's not true. It's like my world is crumbling down because no one understands me. I keep saying to myself, just try to be brave, but this negative energy makes me cave. No one understands me. The feelings make me feel like no one cares. They say my mom and dad are here, but I feel like no one understands me. So where do I turn for someone to understand me? It's like my world is crumbling down because no one understands me. They say the man above understands. So give it time. I think I may take the chance and faith to let God in. I think they are right because I learned over time as I let God in. He understands me.
Welcome to Candid Conversations online and TV show, a space where the least desired and hardest topics are brought to light in order to heal as a community.